What up? What up? What up? It's RJ Fantasy Football talking. We are back
What's up?
this week. We got Jay in the building. We had this whole thing with these kindergartens. We competitive right here, so we trying to win anyway. Beat them because we love the kids, but we got to beat them though. It is
Love the
what
kids, but yeah,
we
they
do
got
love
to
the
go
kids,
down.
but they got to go down though because we don't lose around here. We don't need nothing about that. But we do have a special guest in the building tonight. I'm gonna let him introduce this person.
All right.
Um, I'm gonna let you take care of that.
All right. So joining us is a super sports fan as of like the last week. My sister, Mrs. Byrd, joining us from Deep Creek Elementary. Uh, me and my sister we're close with like born 13 months apart, and our mother never let us fight, so we love each other by force. Um, and in most conversations, whenever we mention sports, because we're a big sports family, she always says, "I don't want to talk about sports," and will literally hang up on us. But this week, we issued a challenge to her class, we could be so we can get her involved in some sports, and she happily agreed to join us. So if you all watch our video from the wild card division, you saw us make picks against the kindergarten class. They put in some good picks, but we are RNJ is ahead 4 games to their 2. But if y'all watch those wild card
Sad,
games, those games were
sad.
crazy last week. We'll talk more about the actual games a little bit later in the show. But I was sweating bullets, lots of bullets.
I
So
won't sweat because I knew we was gonna win, so I won't even. I won't worry about it. Because we winners over here. Love the kids though.
love the kids. So welcome, Mrs. Byrd. Good to have you with us. How you feeling today? How was class?
It was good. We do morning message, and in my morning message, I told them that we were going to do another football vote, and they gave the biggest cheers. And
Uh-huh.
so I make the slides. I make the slides. I just thought about it. I could have shared the slides, and I'm not going to mess you up today.
You
Um,
good?
they had the sports flags up and they had to vote. And so I said them line up in front of the team that you think is gonna win. They were like, "This is so much fun." So y'all gonna have to find some other sports to report on. So my
well,
babies,
well,
my babies could keep voting.
I'm glad they enjoyed it. Hey, we got several more weeks of playoffs left, and hey, we're not just fantasy football anymore. Rodney, how's your fantasy basketball team going?
I'm in second and then I'm in like fifth, but I don't keep up with it because I just
Uh,
it's too long. It's drawn out. You got to change people too much. It's just and then the other people in the league don't even pay attention either. So I just keep the same lineup and hope I win every week, which I
uh-huh.
probably do most of the time. But I might take it serious when the NFL playoffs are over. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm also doing some fantasy hockey as well as our producer, and
Yes.
we have one league we're in together, and I accidentally signed up for a second league. I am the highest scoring person in both of the leagues I'm in, but I'm not in first place. I'm in second place in one, and I'm in I think third place in the other. But the season is going well. And I hope to do well. Miss Producer, how are things going to your hockey teams?
Oh gosh, can I make a sign that says fantasy hockey sucks? Eat a cookie. Because every time I look up, I got an injured. I mean, I got a player that's injured,
Right.
out day to day. I got 2 players on IR. I'm like, wait, did my fantasy football trickle down to this?
No. See, I don't want her complaining now because she end up
Oh
really
yeah.
winning the championship with this whole fantasy
Uh
football sucks
she,
thing.
she hit
So
she hit fantasy football sucks the whole season. For
Because
those that are
it
watching.
did.
But what happened at the end of this fantasy football season
she
for
won
you?
it. So I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
Just
dang.
don't complain.
Okay.
Just let
Yes.
it happen.
Okay.
It's
So I
okay.
won a championship. Woohoo. It still sucks.
It sucked enough to be number one in the league. So congrats to you.
Okay.
And if you
Thank
No,
you.
she doesn't get a pass for that.
Yeah.
She hated all year
No.
long. And she
What
won
did
a
I do?
championship.
I brought the world cookies as it sucked. So was that such a bad thing?
No,
Uh,
you still can bring the world cookies. We all love your cookies.
Hey, the cookies were the best part of a bad fantasy football season. Of course, it wasn't that bad for me because if you watched last week, you noticed I had a special guest. I didn't bring my guest with me, but there's a championship trophy. It has my name on it 4 times because
Oh,
I'm,
do I
I'm
need to
that
hold
good.
it up? Am I
Oh,
supposed to
is
hold
it
it?
here? Oh wow, I don't want to brag.
Yeah, man, I tell you.
Do I need to hold it up? Is that my job now?
You
Is that
can.
is that this is what I do?
I'm not asking.
This isn't mine, people. This is his. It's not mine.
It don't matter.
4 times in that league. I'm just saying.
I still got more than him, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. I'm putting this down now.
I got more than him. So I'm
All
in
right.
double digits, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Oh, so I'm
I
a
don't know.
brag mine. I'm a dual sport champion. Okay.
Hey. She is. She's won in hockey and she's won in football. I won in baseball and I won in football. I'm gonna win in hockey this year. We'll see. But
Okay. Make it a triple. Don't let us start playing baseball because you know
oh yeah,
I'll be
we should get
determined.
back on that.
Don't
But
let us.
That's too long, too.
Don't start.
but
I know baseball
yeah,
will roll around.
that's a long season. So
Plus, my mother done trickled
Oh.
on me. Don't
Oh.
come at me.
That is way too long.
at any rate, let's try to get to what we came here for because we know it's a school night. When we usually have our third man on, he also teaches in high school. But we kindergartners start even earlier in the day. So we
I'm
gotta
gonna say hi, Carla. Thank you.
shout out to Carla for joining us.
Oh, and no offense though. I mean, we still good and all, but I was determined to beat you. Okay, I'm done.
I don't know if everybody heard, but yeah, she was determined to be because Carla shout out had an excellent fantasy football season this year. Was in a championship game, beat our producer twice in the regular season.
Twice in the season, she was my 2 losses. Well, I had more than 2, but she was 2 of my 4 losses. I was determined to beat her in the championship. I normally aren't. I'm not that driven, but I was driven.
Well, we look forward to the season starting again next year, and hey, more competition. There's already actually a few women knocking at the doors to get into fantasy football, the women's league. So Trista, if we win you over with these sports, that there could be a spot for you in the women's fantasy football league next season.
I gotta watch sports.
Technically,
Really.
Technically,
it helps, but you don't have to. Technically,
No, not
you
really.
can.
No.
You can be successful without it, but it does.
I mean, am I going to be a spoiler if I talk about one of the kids' votes and how it might be tainted?
Nah, well, we're about to do that now, so then you can tell us how tainted it is. In fact, let's go straight to our wild card games. Not our wild cards, our divisional races. We got 4 games this week. If you just joined us, we've been having this competition with Miss Byrd's class. We did all the wild card games last week. We were up 4 games. There are 2 games, and this week we're gonna go with the next 4 divisional games. Rod, where do you want us to start?
So we're gonna start like we did last week with we got 2 games on Saturday. Well, actually we got 2 games on Saturday. We got 2 games on Sunday. The first game on Saturday is Buffalo against the Broncos. And I'm gonna let the guests go first, and I'm gonna let her make her decision, and then we can work around me and you a little bit.
My decision or my class decision, because I didn't bring my cheat sheet.
Well, let's go with what your class picked.
I don't have my phone. Do you have? I don't have my phone.
I know.
I wasn't expecting to ask questions.
Oh,
Okay, what's the game?
the game is Buffalo and the Buffalo Bills, number 6 seed, and then we got the Broncos, who are the number 1 seed. They had the best defense, number 1 in the AFC. I know I have the cheat sheet for you if you need it. I can tell you who won.
Thank you. I remember some of them. I don't remember all of them.
Well, this one, your class went with the Buffalo Bills.
I doubted myself. I thought so.
So
Ah.
and I would ask, was there any logic behind their pick, or how do they go? Do they are they fans of the sport? Do they go with colors? Which
They
animal
go
they
with
like the
whatever,
most?
like their teacher. They go with the cool flag and colors.
Oh,
Uh
okay.
huh.
All right.
Cool flat. So they go with the Bills. Rodney, who are you going with this?
I'm going with the Bills. I told you last week I don't bet against Josh Allen. So I'm not gonna bet against Josh Allen this week. I think it's gonna be upsetting. I think the Bills win it, and I think really you got to think about it in a sense. This is Buffalo's only shot of winning a Super Bowl, while all the other great quarterbacks are out of the playoffs right now. So they got to play for something at least.
No, they
So I'm
don't.
going Buffalo. Um,
Okay. Well, like we did last time, we're gonna come to an agreement so we can be a consensus like Miss First Class. I actually am rooting, much like last week. I was rooting against our votes on several of these games. This is one of them that I think, on a moral ground, I can't root for Buffalo. I really can't root for the Broncos either because they're in the AFC West, like my horrible Raiders are. But I'm gonna join you on Buffalo for this one, and only because if we get it wrong, it doesn't matter because if this Bird's class is picking it too, then I know we're safe. But I actually hope the Broncos win this one because I just don't like Buffalo, and I know our producer also doesn't like Buffalo. So
And I don't like the Broncos either for the same reason he don't like the Broncos.
yeah,
So this is a really, man, I really wish the Chiefs didn't side with the devil time of year.
yeah, the Bills are the nemesis, and they don't have the Chiefs there because usually it's the Chiefs that are giving the Bills their exit, and so we'll see if the
Man, I
Broncos
need
can
that
do
13-second curse to come up like mad.
it. 13 seconds. I know Josh Allen is still traumatized by those
Duh.
13 seconds. So
And whatever Bills fan want to come at me, come at me. I don't care.
all right. Well, that's the first game.
we got
Um.
second game.
Uh.
It's an 8 o'clock game, and it's the
Mhm.
49ers in a rematch of Week 18. The
Uh-huh.
49ers in Seattle, but it's in Seattle. Uh, I'll take this one only because it's my team, and I try that. Well, I ain't gonna say that, but I do bet against my team sometimes. But this week, I'm gonna go with my team this week because we may get Fred Warner back, which is a great thing. My only concern is we're playing in Seattle. It's supposed to
Uh-huh.
be rainy, cold, and that crowd is pretty crazy. So, but I think we edge it out. Close game, 3 point game, maybe 24-27, somewhere in that area. But I'm going San Francisco, San Francisco this week.
Mm,
It
I
don't matter.
you did vote for them. I'm a. I don't think 49ers are gonna win this one.
Okay.
So I'm disagreeing with you on almost all these picks so far. It looks like, at
Mm-hmm.
least for the first two. I'm gonna let you have this one only because you are the only person in the R&J family with a team in the playoffs. But look, here's what's crazy. Last
Okay.
week, I wanted to go with the Eagles because defense wins championships, blah, blah, blah. Where did the 49ers come up with a defense all of a sudden? Because they actually looked pretty good this past week against it. Or was it just the Eagles' bad play calling and
I
their
don't
offense
think
dysfunction?
I don't think our defense played great last week.
Uh-huh.
I just think it's more the Eagles with the sideline dysfunction and AJ Brown and just
Yeah.
everybody going at each other for some odd reason during the game. I think that had a lot to do with it. So I think it was more of the Eagles not playing up to how they know how to play.
Uh,
Personally, than more of our defense. Now our defense didn't step up later in the game to win the game. I
they
do
made some
want to say
plays
that.
when they needed to.
But I think the Eagles could have came out and played a little bit better than they played last week. But again, when you have dysfunction on the sideline within your teammates and the coaches running down to fight you, that's way too much going on. So I just feel like that was more of an issue for Philly than
Yeah.
actually trying to win the game. So
I got you. So we'll see whether that defense comes up. So Miss Bird, what do you got for this one?
Okay, my babies chose the Seahawks, and that could be tainted because I told them that was my team. I also told them I didn't know that they were in anything because I haven't watched them all season. So I was shocked when you sent me their name on the thing. I said, "Oh, my team in, let's go." But I also told them I chose the team because of the colors when they won the division a couple of years ago and their
Mm-hmm.
confetti came down. And I said, "Oh, their colors are pretty. That's gonna be my team." I've been loyal to them the whole time, though. So there's that.
Our
Plus we
colors are
plus we have family in Seattle, so that could be another reason to pick them.
Yes, I was actually going to go upstairs to put on my Seattle jersey and my hat, but I ain't feel like going back upstairs, so I didn't.
but our colors are better though. Like what we talking about? Like that red, that nice and red and gold. Like what we doing here?
But the thing is, red is my favorite color, but they didn't have
Okay.
confetti that day, so sorry.
You look,
Wait,
you got to have confetti drop. The 49ers ain't had no confetti dropping in a minute. They
I
keep
mean,
losing.
hey, look, I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna argue that point that we have it. I'm just saying, if she going based off color, I mean, that lime green is kind of cool with the blue. I get
Uh-huh.
it. It's a nice little mix they did there. But we talking about that classic red and gold.
And red is my favorite color. Maybe I'll be converted. Let's see what
We'll
happens.
see. Well, we got this one is personal because the both of y'all are fans of the team.
Is
Give
she
us
really a fan though? Wait,
she
wait, wait, wait. Is she
she
really a
stays
fan?
consistently saying it. Now, following them, maybe not, but
Okay.
owning them,
Enough
a
said.
hundred
Enough
percent.
said.
Because I don't watch sports.
Okay. All
By the
right.
way, shout out Nita's joining us. Your aunt Nita says that. Oh, she gonna cuss at me because I say the word aunt. It's all right. But
Uh-huh.
that person Nita, who's related to you, said it's snowing in some place. I won't say where that place is because you're up here talking sports. So
Jeez.
your non.
Hi, Nita.
So we'll see. All right. So we got our first disagreement. So this gives the kids a chance to catch up. What game you want to hit next?
So we got Sunday's game. We got the first game, and we got Houston Texans at New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna let you take this one, Jay. I'm gonna let because
Oh, I get the pick.
I'm just saying, man. Like
All right.
it is RAJ. Yeah, something. I mean, geez.
I feel excited. Um,
Okay.
hey, I mentioned last week that I think the Texans have a Super Bowl quality defense. CJ Stroud was a little bit questionable in some of that game, but if the defense plays like they did last week, they scored 2 touchdowns on their own. So maybe they can get by if CJ Stroud isn't playing his best. But I think he's going to bounce back. I don't think CJ Stroud's going to play as poorly this week as he did last week. I'm picking the Texans to win this one.
Mm.
How do you feel? You with me, or you riding
I'm,
with the
with-
Patriots?
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think I'm going with the Texans. I just like the way their defense is playing. I like, even though Stroud did make some questionable plays
Uh,
like that, going on the ground, throwing the ball, the lineman caught an interception. That to me was a little bit worrying, a little bit. But I was like, okay, cool. He bounced back, but the defense definitely is playing awesome. But they also played Pittsburgh, so that's another thing. Too. But
yeah.
again, the defense is playing awesome. And I just feel like New England, they're good, but how good are they? Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I mean, they played a team that couldn't block nobody. Like
Yeah.
Chargers blocked me and you if he was out there. So
it, it was obvious the Chargers weren't going to win. That Chargers team, and it's a
yeah,
little bit of hate because I'm in the AFC West with my fandom, but I don't take the Chargers, or as some people call them, the LA Football Clippers, because much like the Clippers, they always supposed to be in something and they always fall apart. The Chargers were going
well,
to fall
when
apart.
you
So
lose two offensive linemen,
yeah,
I mean, obviously you can't block nobody, but they were just like coming in free, like but out of nowhere they were just. So
yeah,
I'm going with Houston. I feel like
good.
Houston's gonna win this game. And I feel like it's gonna be a close game because both of them play good defense. But I think CJ Stroud is gonna outclass
Yeah.
Drake May in this one.
I think that defense combined with an improved CJ Stroud is going to be hard to beat.
Yep.
Before we get the kindergarten vote, a lot of shout outs in the chat for Mrs. Byrd. So you got a fan base already there. Also see you.
I'm gonna be here next week, guys.
Yes, indeed. We gotta do the conference championship games. So we look forward to having you back already. And I also see a few votes for the Texans. So let's see who are Miss Byrd's kindergartners going with.
I would like to say my babies voted for the Texans 2 weeks in a row.
All right.
They when they voted, I didn't say anything with their vote before they voted. Although I do have a personal bias because I don't like the Patriots because when they were dominating and winning all the Super Bowls, they made me mad, and they make Super Bowl parties boring. But once they voted for the Texans, I said, "Good job, guys," because the Patriots are evil.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh my goodness.
Lord, okay.
uh, oh, by the way, Mimi, I see King is waving at you. I see this. To give a shout out to the grandbabies out there. Yeah, so
he's supposed to be in bed.
oh,
Uh-oh.
it is after 9 o'clock.
Lord, she chastising from a distance. Ain't she? He's supposed to be dead.
All right,
Already.
we
I
got
get it.
one last game.
So this last game is the final game of. This gonna be a hard one for JJ to call, y'all. I just want to tell y'all that, okay?
It ain't hard for me, buddy.
It is gonna be hard, but it's the Rams against the Bears, and they play at 6:30 on Sunday. And I'll let you try this one again because you're an avid Bears fan.
Bears, bear down, baby. We are ready to bear. Caleb Williams is unstoppable. These LA guys are going to go to Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. Matthew Stafford's old self is going to have arthritis. I know I already said that I'm big on Matthew Stafford. He should be the MVP, but not this week because I am going all in on the Bears. I love Caleb Williams. I love what Ben Johnson is doing with the Bears. I only wish that Caleb played for the Raiders and we had a coach halfway as good as Ben Johnson has been. Bears. Let's put it down. Mark it. Oh, hold on, wait. I hit right. Wait. that is not indicative of how I feel. Bears. I said Bears. We're going to bear down. I know you do. I know you hate that pick. Go ahead, Rodney. Tell me why I'm wrong. I know.
I'm going with the Rams. I just feel like they're a better team, obviously, and who's gonna stop Puka? Like, I mean, we talked about Puka gets 1,000 catches a game, and Caleb didn't play that great last week. He played okay in the first half.
No, he didn't. No. He played bad. He played bad in the first half. Don't get
yeah, because because you like see the thing is you like to sugarcoat when he play all right and say, well, he didn't play bad.
He was bad in the first. Look, Caleb Williams don't even start playing until the fourth quarter. Anything before those first 3 quarters mean nothing to Caleb or the Bears.
But
they give everybody a head start.
No, the Rams are gonna come out there. They're gonna blow the doors off. Then they're gonna try to make a comeback. It's gonna be too late. Then what?
Here's a fun fact for everyone in the audience: the Rams were 10-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers, and they really should have got their butts kicked. Miss Byrd's class should have won that one because they picked the Panthers, and the Panthers played a better game than the Rams did. The Rams just escaped Carolina. They're not gonna be able to escape the Bears. Bear down.
Do you think the Rams play down to competition? Because that's what it seems like you're saying. If you're telling me they had a 10-point favorite, it was a 10-point favorite against the Carolina Panthers. They played down to their competition. So if you're saying the Bears down, whatever you want to say, are that good, they're gonna play up the competition.
The Iceman is coming for them. That's all you need to know.
Okay, all right.
All right, Miss Byrd, because we're getting there at 9:30. We promised to let you go in the first half hour. Who do the kids have?
Okay, first of all, the kids saw the screen and said, "We voted for them last week." I said, "I know." But they're playing each other. They beat the people that y'all voted against that last week. But they went with the Bears. And I was proud of them because I thought I was going for the Bears. That was going to be my vote.
So Rodney, you lose. Everybody, not just on the show, but all in the chat. I'm seeing Bears, Bears,
Hey,
And
Bears.
didn't they choose the Bears? Didn't they choose the Bears last week?
They did choose the Bears last week, and they were correct.
I told you,
You
I'm Lee
you
Corso.
you
Okay,
picked against the Bears, and you made us lose that one. So
I'm Lee Corso. I'm good with this. Okay, I'm fine with being the guy that look. Give me that lone wolf. I'm good. Woo! I'm good with that. Okay, I don't want no
look,
thing. I
look,
can pick. Hey,
hey.
don't do it like that.
Well, you're all by yourself there.
That's all right. I will be.
And
That's cool.
we'll see how it goes. I think you also have a little bit of you love the NFC West so much. You want
Well,
them
I
to
just think the NFC
succeed.
West is the best division in
They
football.
were this year between them and the NFC North, who was also very good.
So I just think
this year.
we're a better football division than Chicago. And I'm not a fan of Caleb as much as you are, but
No,
we
you
all
have
know that.
you have hatred in your heart for
I don't have
soon to
hatred
be
in my
the
heart
greatest
for it.
quarterback of all times.
The
I'm
what?
saying the Supreme Uncle is saying I should make the Bears my new team.
You
They
should.
might. Look, I only have one team, and it's the Raiders. But they are a terrible organization, and we're gonna talk about that after we let Ms. Byrd go. But the Bears are gonna
Just
be
get
my
a
side
couple
team.
of backup teams like Mama does.
Exactly.
They could be your
My mom has
team
like 8
too.
teams. Bears are definitely gonna be my team number 2.
He's not allowed to have a backup team. That's what not real football fans don't do that. They don't have backup teams.
You hear that, Mom?
Look,
I
hey,
know, and I know she's a Colts fan. She's an Eagles fan the next day. I mean, she might be a Raiders fan one day. She loved the Chiefs. I mean, she like everybody. I mean, long as they win, she like them.
I'm faithful for the most part to my Raiders, but I will have a side piece, and that side piece is gonna be the Bears.
Not a
Whatever.
side piece. No, you didn't.
Not a side piece.
Oh
Oh,
my
yes.
goodness, no.
Lord have mercy.
See, I didn't have no side, nothing this season. I just gave up mine completely.
See,
The producer hated her team into the biggest curse that ever happened to a foot
Why
franchise.
do y'all say it was a curse? I didn't curse them. No, I didn't. They cursed themselves.
There was a little bit of cursage.
Ah.
And now the
You
cursage might be justified based on their behavior, but I've never not cursed them so bad they leaving the state. Like they can't even stay in Missouri no more.
Wait a minute.
They're like, get out.
Oh, that was not my fault.
I'm
They've
just saying.
been trying to do that for years.
I'm just saying it all happened as soon as you pronounce the
Man,
hatred
y'all
on
making
them.
me seem like I can do spells or
I mean, you
something.
did say that you were root for him this year. You did say that.
She did. She went color purple on them.
Oh, I do not have this power. I don't know why you keep saying this.
At any rate, Ms. Byrd, we thank you for joining us. We appreciate your class and all that you guys done. Keep these votes going. We were talking. We're gonna try to do something special for the kindergartners just to show our appreciation. But we do want to beat them. We want to beat them really bad.
Their teacher likes cookies.
The teachers like cookies. Okay. I know a person.
He does.
Who does
They
cookies?
live in the same house.
No, because y'all said I curse everybody.
No,
so.
no, not everybody. Just the Chiefs. You only curse the
not
Chiefs.
Kids, though. Wait a minute.
I'm being salty now. Where's the salt? I'm being real salty. Where's my lorries at? I'm being real salty. Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I'm being salty. I need a thing of lorries now.
Oh my gosh, not the kids. Not the kids, man.
No, the kids are fine.
The kids can have cookies.
I mean, you can't look.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what are we talking about?
I just did this. I didn't say anything. I just did this. Your husband brought it up. I just, that's him. That's him.
Yeah. At any rate, thanks again, Ms. Byrd, for being a wonderful guest.
No
We
problem.
appreciate having
Thanks
you
for
on.
having me.
And you definitely have a fan base out here in the audience, so I'm sure they're going to be looking forward to hearing what your class is picking next week when we get to the conference championship game. So,
y'all not use first names because you keep calling me Miss Byrd like I'm not your sister.
Yeah. Well, Trista.
You know, we gotta respect the guest, okay?
Like you don't know her though.
Yeah. Like
keep it professional. That's all. Trista.
Thank you.
For joining us.
Miss Byrd, thank you for showing up, Miss Byrd. Thank you.
All right, I'll see y'all next time.
Look, you're not gonna be coming on the show embarrassing me, by the way. Just so you know, for next week.
That's what sisters do.
We're gonna write down some rules of behavior.
I'm gonna say, don't worry, Trista. We all done messed him up once or twice during this show.
It's actually part of the tradition of being on the show. Everyone gets at me. But go ahead, get your sleep, because I know you got an early morning. Appreciate you having on.
I do.
And looking forward to having you on again.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye, my fans.
All right. So now it's us, our regular. So thanks all for indulging us. We just trying to do a little bit something different since it's the playoffs, and we don't have fantasy football to talk about, but there's a lot of NFL action to talk about, including the fact that not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. I'm showing some shade, by the way, at a person, but 9 coach firings happened, or 8 firings, and 1 person stepped down on his own.
I just want to say we're more than a fantasy show, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should change the name to RJ Sports Talk instead of Fantasy Talk, because we're more than that. We talk, and we might do that. We just don't know yet. You know, it might be in the works. But again, we're gonna talk about some coaching firings, and we're gonna talk about who should come in to take those jobs. So
what was the biggest surprise for you of all the firings?
I would say the Baltimore job, just because he's been there so long, and it ain't like they were bad. Well, they were bad to a certain point because Lamar was out for like 4 or 5 games.
Right.
But when you lose your quarterback like that, it's like you can't win. You know, you can't win like that. So, and then when you're playing with a backup quarterback that ain't as good as your starter, and what is he supposed to do? So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I think but I also think that's the best job out there.
Oh, easily.
That and Pittsburgh are probably the best jobs out there, because if you're looking for longevity in any team, I think those 2 teams will probably give you that more than anything. But I think John Harbaugh getting fired was a little bit surprising. But they did see it was coming. But I just feel like that, to me, that was surprising. Everybody else, I ain't gonna say they deserved it, but I feel like it was coming. You know. And that Atlanta job is weird because he was there, 1 year?
Yeah. Well, no, Atlanta, it was his second year.
Still, like, when you lose your starting quarterback for half the season, I mean, what you gonna do? So, it to me, it's kind of weird, but, you know.
Yeah.
Which was, like, for you, what was the most shocking?
I'm with you. The biggest shocker to me was the Harbaugh firing. And not that it was completely unexpected, because there were already some rumors that he could get fired. There was when we talked about it, there was a some friction, if you will, between Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. There were stories leaking right towards the end of the season. Lamar Jackson's asleep in the meetings. They're not talking to each other anymore. There was a whole lot of potential, things that could make you think, maybe they're gonna separate. But I was still shocked. We saw the 2 coaches with the longest tenure, John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, separated from their teams. I picked the Ravens. If you go back before the season started, I had the Ravens and the Packers in the Super Bowl because I thought those were the 2 best teams. And obviously it didn't happen. But like you said, that's the best job, because I think that is, of all the 9 jobs, the only one that I see is really Super Bowl ready. And you can argue with just a few tweaks You got multiple time MVP in Lamar Jackson. You've got one of the best running backs of all time in Derrick Henry. The defense has kind of fallen off a bit from years past, but I think with very little effort, you can have that Ravens team in the Super Bowl, and maybe they just needed a new voice. That's what same people are saying the same thing about Mike Tomlin. Maybe they just needed, because it was 18 and 19 years respectively with those teams, and both of them only have one Super Bowl. And I say only because the standard now is if you're not winning the Super Bowl every year, then fans want you gone. So those two for me were the biggest semi surprises, because all the other teams were really honestly bad.
Yeah.
For the most, so it's no real, but those are two teams that have been good for multiple years, and they're always in contention. So those coaches getting fired. A lot of people were making the references to Andy Reid, being same kind of thing, where it's not that the coach is bad, but they just want to bring in someone else. But we'll see. That you got to be careful with what you wish for. It worked out well for the Eagles, and if you want to go back even further, you can say Tony Dungy when he was with the Bucks. Same kind of. He didn't quite have the long tenure, but he had a Super Bowl ready team. They switched and went immediately to John Gruden and got a Super Bowl there. Tony Dungy went on to win Super Bowls with the Colts. So on all angles, you can definitely say there was good coaching. To me, wasn't the problem, but maybe coach's ability to get that team ready, that voice, like they get in stale, maybe was the situation.
Well, do you think? Because I feel like voices do get stale at some point. You gotta. It's like a 5 year. Every 5 years, it's like that voice get duller and duller every 5 years when you're there that long. But I still think Mike Tomlin had control of the team. And you got to go to even when he had the no name receiver that we don't want to talk about on that team.
The one who's dead to me?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one.
He was on that team, and I think he was worse on that team than any other team he was on, because he would come in and do just things.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin held that team together for years with that attitude of a player around. So you got to give him credit for something. I just feel like, and I like the way he went out. He stepped down. He didn't get fired. He did it a classy way. I get it.
While you on it, I've seen in the comments that it was people saying it was sad to see Tomlin go, but echoing your point, glad that he went out on his own terms. So yeah,
because I don't think they would have fired him. Honestly, I think they would have let him coach another, because he had 1 year left on his deal. They would have let him coach it, and at some point they would have gave him a new deal. But the bright side of all of this is Pittsburgh can go in a different direction as far as, I ain't gonna say a youth movement, but more of I'm talking about from an offensive standpoint, especially at quarterback. They need to go get a young quarterback. Maybe now, let me ask you this: do they bring in an offensive mind or a defensive mind quarterback as your head coach?
I'm seeing a few different names proposed for that job. The one I find the most hilarious is people suggesting Stefanski for that job. And I'm like, okay. have fun with that.
Have y'all watched him coach?
Right.
No.
I think the Ravens would be best served with a defensive-minded coach and just having I must go back to Tomlin for a second. Tomlin's teams were always well coached, like you mentioned. The defense were always really good. Their failures were all on the offensive end. Yep. And I feel like Tomlin probably could have won another Super Bowl with better choices for his offensive coordinators, whether those were his personal decisions or someone else. I don't know. But for me, going back to the Ravens, I get someone because I think that offense is pretty good. You can have a good coordinator. You have Lamar Jackson. You have Derrick Henry. Wide receivers, maybe.
I mean, you can work on. You can draft that.
You can get that better. But the defense is what's really fallen off the last few years.
Yeah.
To looking at the Ravens, and when they were winning Super Bowls, it was because that defense was anchoring the team. I always go with get your defense together, and then get someone who can manage the offense well. And I think
Well, I
that's the
think
way they
for me,
should go.
I think Robert Sala is the perfect fit.
No,
For
wrong,
why not?
because he should go to the Raiders. Yeah.
First of all, if I'm Robert Sala, right, because he's gonna get a head coaching job
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think so.
I'm not going to the Raiders.
Why?
I'm not going.
Why
No,
do you
'cause
hate?
think
Why do
about
you
it.
hate me so?
No,
Because
I'm not-
what? Look, because he already coached in the dysfunctional Jets
Yes,
team.
he's at
Why?
a dumpster fire already. So why would he go back to another dumpster fire when he got two perfectly good jobs sitting there waiting for him in Pittsburgh and Baltimore? It's like you got a ready. I'm not gonna say you got a ready-made defense in Pittsburgh or Baltimore, but you got pieces there that you can build on. You got everything you need now. It's more pieces
Yeah.
in Baltimore than it is Pittsburgh, because when you go from if you take that job in Baltimore, you coming in with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers on the offensive end, a good offensive line, and you got a good defense already in place. You just got to put your stamp on it, pretty much, and bring in your philosophy and your play calling and all that stuff you want to do while you're there. Other than that, you ain't got to change much. And you know, if you win, even if you just make the playoffs, you're guaranteed at minimum 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. You're not going to get fired. Going to the Raiders, you know this. They're going to fire him within a year or two if he don't win 5 games.
2. Wow, you're being quite generous, by the way. The Raiders, and I had to look it up because I wanted to see the exact number. The Raiders have $50 million in dead space going to coaches no longer on the team. $50 million owed out to coaches, and they have to hire a new coach this year.
They're going to have to pay him too.
I hate to be the person bashing my own team. I think the Raiders might be the second worst job out there. I think the Cardinals job is worse than the Raiders one. There's some. We have the number 1 draft pick. The possibility to make a lot of overhaul changes to that roster. You have Ashton Genty. You have Max Crosby. There's some stuff to be excited, but you still have to deal with Mark Davis. And
is Mark Davis that
year,
bad?
he takes out the Al. He takes after Al Davis in as much as he's just doing whatever, and he has no consistency because we're paying $50 million. Those are all coaches that he has hired. Tom Brady was supposed to come in and fix all these issues, and depending on who you listen to, Tom Brady does have a lot of say in everything that's happening. If he was responsible for the Pete Carroll decision, then I question him a lot. Because, hey, we saw Michael Jordan come in and not necessarily be a great person. Because, hey, players don't always. John Lynch on your squad is doing all right. But
I don't think
it's not always the case that a great player ends up making great decisions. I saw a comment earlier about Matt Ryan, so we'll definitely get on Matt Ryan later because I'm gonna ask you what you think about that one. But I don't know.
Let me ask you this: what's a better job, that Cleveland job? Well, the Raiders job, the Cleveland job, or the Giants job?
The Giants, I think, is the best out of those 3.
Okay, why?
I don't know how long Scatterboo is going to. Like I said, my only fear about Scatterboo is he might be permanent concussion. So I don't know how long you got, but I believe you at least got the first 5. All you really need is those 5 years on this rookie contract, right? And I think Jackson Dart has shown enough to make you believe you got Malik Neighbors is going to be coming back. The Giants aren't really in a bad position. They just need, I think, better coaching, and I think you can turn that team. We've seen it in the NFC East. People turn those teams around very quickly. Cleveland, to me, I don't like that situation highly because of the quarterback situation. What are you going to be forced to do? Can you pick between Shador and Dylan Gabriel,
I mean,
You still
honestly,
have the Deshaun Watson you have to worry about. I don't like that situation. They do have they have a stellar defense, so you can
yeah.
go in and you have that going for you. You need a lot of overhaul on the offensive end. The Raiders, I just think, is a bad job just because it's historically been. They have pieces, and you
Mhm.
believe it could get better, but will it? I don't know.
Well,
I
I look at
refuse
it
to
this
believe
way.
in the Raiders until they show me a reason to believe in them.
I look at it this way. I think the Raiders' job is probably the worst out of the three. It
Yeah.
is. I think the Giants and I think Cleveland are kind of neck and neck in a way because you're with Cleveland, you got a built-in defense
Yeah.
already coming in, so you don't really have to work on that as much. You can bring in a good defensive coordinator, and he can kind of put his twist on that defense. Now,
Mm-hmm.
yes, the offense line receivers, they're a mess. Don't get me wrong. You're absolutely right about the quarterback, but the problem is with this: anybody that takes that Cleveland job, they got to have the power to choose one of those three quarterbacks to say, this is my guy
Yeah.
who I want, or either I can draft a guy in the draft, which no quarterback is coming out. It seems like all of them going back to college now this year. Somebody just went back today. The Moore kid
Yeah,
went back too.
from Oregon, he decided he was going to go back, which is
He
crazy
going
because
back.
they had someone already in the transfer portal from Nebraska to go be the quarterback,
Yeah.
and
So
they're
he
like,
going
"Nah,
back.
hold my beer, I'm staying." So
So the only quarterback that's really left is Mendoza
going to the
and
Raiders.
the kid from Alabama. That's it. The only two quarterbacks that's in the draft. So it's a weak class. So either you go
Yeah.
with Shador, Dylan Gabriel shouldn't even be in the conversation,
No.
and that's just like for real. Deshaun Watson shouldn't be in the conversation. I don't care how much you're paying him. I mean, because nobody wants him, and you can't trade him, and you can't cut him.
And you can't
But you
move
might
him.
have, you can't let him just make him a mentor, a backup.
I,
Honestly,
I really get the feeling that's what he wants to be because I honestly don't know how much he wants to play football anymore. He's got $230 million to sit on,
let me
and
tell you something. That's what I would do.
yeah,
If y'all don't want me to start, and you paying me the cap number what 72 million. If you paying me $72 million,
it's crazy.
that's the cap number now. I think he's getting paid like 48 million, but like they was a
Yeah.
release of the cap number goes to 72. So you paying me $48 million to be a backup. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
No issues. You telling me I ain't got to get on the field and do nothing? I'm making this amount of it. I'm good, bro. I ain't worried about it. Yeah. I think that is Shador team. I think to me in the long run, Shador is going to be better than Jackson Dart. Only from a basis of Jackson Dart concussion wise, he
Mm-hmm.
can't take care
But
of those. He's
that's
more or less.
another concern. That's a legit concern.
So if you asking me long term who's going to be better, I'm going with Shador. Just because Shador, those concussions that Jackson Dart is taking, like he's a running back, it's just way too
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
Um,
risky.
he's very risky, and that's scary for any coach that comes in. Which I'm hearing they saying John Harbaugh, they trying to get John Harbaugh there.
Yeah, I've
To
heard
get
I
him,
heard John Harbaugh mentioned for the Giants. I've heard him mentioned for the Falcons job as well.
but I tell you this, that Falcons job is probably one of the best jobs outside of Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Okay,
Just because look what you're getting. You're
Bijan,
getting a star receiver, you're getting the
Drake
star
London.
quarterback, and you're getting the star tight end in that bunch, and a running back. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
So the offense is already ready made. The defense is pretty good. That team, you can walk in and be successful as long as you know how to coach.
Do you think Matt Ryan was chosen with the intent of getting someone like a Harbaugh or someone else maybe you think might be on his radar?
I mean,
And also, while you're at, what do you think of the Matt Ryan hiring?
he played for the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I I don't want to say what I want to say, obviously, but I mean, we all know it's a good old boy system type thing.
Always.
So to where if he walked in and say, "Look, man, I think I could be a general manager or vice president," okay, we'll make a position for you. Then on the other end, for somebody like us, and you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
is it's harder for us to kind of just make a position for us. I mean, because I'm pretty sure if Peyton Manning wanted to be a GM tomorrow, somebody will make Peyton Manning a GM just because they think he know football. In terms, that's not really the truth, though.
I hope they don't, because I like watching the Manning cast with Peyton and Eli. I need him to stay right there. So
But you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
If he wanted to be they wanted him to be a GM because they think his mind is football mind is great. Is Matt Ryan fit for the job? We'll see. Now he probably get a longer leash than the guy that was there, obviously, because he was a quarterback there. He put up a lot of yards, numbers, and they took him to a Super Bowl. So he got that credibility that he knows football. Now the only good thing I like about this is the first person he called when he got the job was Michael Penix.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows me that it's not going to be I'm gonna change the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he should be the future of the brand. He hasn't. It's his second year. Obviously, was a bit of a disappointment because he was hurt for most of it.
But he played well some games.
Yeah, so there's enough. Even the greatest quarterback out there, Caleb Williams, didn't look great. His first year, he's making improvements, and he's going to probably be better next year. So give these, and not, we said this all the time, give these guys time to progress and get better. So I'm hoping for our Atlanta audience down there that they can maybe turn that around. We mentioned all the jobs. We've said before there's 9 coaching jobs out there. We've got Arizona that we said, well, I think it's a bad job. Atlanta, Baltimore, Cleveland, the Raiders, Miami, the Giants, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee. We haven't said anything about the Miami job or the Tennessee job. How do you rate those?
That Miami job it's 2 things you got to worry about. What do you do with Tua? Because you just signed Tua to a big deal, but I think they can get out of the Tua deal by June 1st. They can cut him, and they can take a cap hit. But you got to get a quarterback at that point. So if you get rid of Tua, what are you doing at quarterback? Unless you're going with the rookie that y'all drafted last year that played the last 2 or 3 games. He looked all right. He didn't look special. But the free agent quarterbacks this year are terrible, and nothing's draft. So it's kind of like you gotta keep Tua.
You might be stuck. Yeah,
you stuck with Tua just a little bit, and maybe Tua just need a change of a coach. I don't think the Miami job is bad. I just feel like you have to make a decision with Tua because they have Waddle, they have weapons, they got A-Chain. You have something you can build off. That Tennessee job, I wouldn't want no parts of it.
Really?
No.
I mean, they need a lot of work.
Yes.
I think, they need a whole lot of work, but I think that could be an attractive job only in as much as you got Cam Ward. And if you watch Cam Ward towards the end, he was playing a lot better at the end of the season than he played at the beginning of the season. And if you believe that surrounding him with any player, because that roster's bad.
They don't have nothing.
That roster's pretty bad. In fact, I said I think the Raiders might be the second worst job. Actually, I'm going to say maybe the third. I might put the Tennessee job behind the Raiders. Maybe.
I think the Tennessee job is probably the worst.
You think it's worse than the Arizona job?
Arizona job is but Arizona and Miami is in the same situation because you got to know what are you doing with Kyler Murray, who you just signed 2 years ago,
letting him play Call of Duty,
and what you're doing with Tua that you just signed last year. So it's like you got to figure out what are you doing with these quarterbacks because you may be forced to play with them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
like you said, there's not a lot of options out there, so you might be. By the way, I don't have any authority, but if anybody wants Geno Smith, call me. I'll try to work something out.
So let me ask you this: what quarterback is it? A quarterback that's on a team right now that's possibly tradable to any of these franchises that need quarterbacks?
Yours. Your backup, I think, is probably the best look out there as far as backups are concerned.
But we've seen that movie, right?
Oh
We've seen that movie.
yeah, we've seen it. But you know, like you said, when the well is dry, you kind of got to go with whatever you can. I don't think there's a lot out there. I know one you mentioned earlier throughout the season. Would you try to trade for Shador since
I would.
they Cleveland didn't want him, but the guy who didn't want him isn't there anymore. So
That's true.
I don't know whether that one is an option. I think it would have been if they kept Stefanski, but since he's gone, for me, I don't let Shador out the building because if your only options are massage guy in the midget,
Yo, wait a minute.
Dylan Gabriel, I'm picking Shador over both of those guys.
So what's your percentage of a team calling Cleveland for Deshaun Watson? Because think about it, Arizona need a quarterback. Miami, if you're
Okay.
looking if you're looking at the TVs and you're saying, look, we really don't want Tua no more. We really don't want Kyler Murray no more because
Yeah.
they have been successful. We just want to get rid of them. Like we'll take the cap hit and roll with it,
That
whatever.
that's the thing that worries me. That cap hit you're gonna take.
But I'm gonna make the question even better for you. What
Uh,
if you called Cleveland and said, I want Deshaun?
but y'all gotta pay
What?
the rest of the money, or
But as a Cleveland organization will pay $25 million of that salary. Would you take Deshaun Watson in any one of those situations? Because now he's getting paid from both teams
yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah,
You're,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not really taking that big of a chunk.
I wish there was anything on film to make me want to do that because it sounds good in theory,
Okay.
but we haven't seen Deshaun Watson play meaningful football.
Since Houston.
Yeah, since Houston. So
But what if I told you Stefanski was a bad coach, right?
I
Just
would
playing.
believe you.
If I told you this,
Yeah,
Stefanski was a bad coach, and the quarterback that started the year for Cleveland went to the Cincinnati Bengals, which had a successful 5 games, 6 games,
yeah.
throwing for 30 yards. Is it the coach that was bad, or is it the player that was bad?
Well, I don't think the player was the problem at all. It was the coach, it was the system.
Okay.
Um, but that still doesn't make me say Deshaun Watson fixes the problem. For me, I'm just off. I'm out on
I
Deshaun
get what you
Watson
think. Yeah.
solely because of I don't unless you're giving me a very good, like you said, they're gonna eat a lot of that contract. I
They will have
consider
to.
it. Yeah, that's the only way if you make it feasible.
So
What do- what
what's
do
your
you what do you think
thoughts
about
about that?
other ragtag guys that really aren't good anymore, like a Russell Wilson playing another year?
I don't see that
Do you
though.
get him? Can he bounce to another team and lose his job next year?
That's the thing. If I'm Russ, I wouldn't even want to do that. Just because of the fact that it matter I done bounced from 2 teams already. And I've been benched both times.
Yeah,
And honestly, if I'm an organization, right, and you looking at that free agency list of quarterbacks that's going to be free agents, especially Arizona, Miami, I'm taking a flyer on anybody that's under the age of 25,
yeah,
honestly, because that class of quarterbacks supposed to be better next year. So basically, you
yeah.
can use
You just
quarterbacks
you just need a
bridge,
bridge guy for
bridge guy for 1 year. So basically, that bridge guy is basically going to be. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, why you keep bringing his name up?" Da 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 da. Trey Lance is a prime example of bridge quarterback at this point in his career because Arizona and a Miami, if he go out there and get an opportunity and don't do well, that is completely on him at this point. It ain't on nobody
Mhm.
else. Now, and this is probably the best time or the best year for him to actually try to get a starting job because of those situations.
again. The well is dry. So if not now, then
It
probably never.
never,
This is
probably
yeah.
never.
That, that,
So I
that's
think it's the best time for him to actually really go out there and say, look, I want to be a starter. And if Jacoby Brissett can go out there and throw for 300 yards in Arizona, why he can't? And I'm not just saying it as a Trey Lance. I'm saying that like the
Yeah.
opportunity after this is a wrap for him because if he don't do nothing, he's a career
Yeah.
backup for him.
If he can't get a job in this environment, then yeah, I'm with you. There's no job ever happening because this is about as bleak. Like I said, the supposedly one of the best two quarterbacks decided to stay in college. Arch Manning was always going to stay in college, so I
Yeah.
don't even count him. Um, yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing coming out there because the Raiders are going to take the only really feasible guy with the number one pick. They can't
There's
mess
only
it.
two quarterbacks.
The Raiders can't mess this up. It's too easy.
Yeah,
They're gonna grab him, and after that,
it's too easy. Is it really too easy for them?
it's the Raiders, so maybe not. I can't say for
I
certain.
mean, so what? It's Mendoza and the kid from Alabama. That's it. Only two quarterbacks in the draft this year. That's it. If you telling me if you can't sit here and get a starting job with Arizona, even the Raiders, not even I'm not the Raiders, I'm sorry, but Arizona and Miami, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because if I'm his agent, those are the only two teams I'm calling.
Yeah.
Look, he want to be a starter. I see y'all got some issues. Y'all want to pay y'all quarterbacks no more. He could be $5 million cheaper than him, cheaper than both of them.
I can see that, and I can even see someone maybe making a trade for Tua to get someone that we will. And
I don't know, man.
maybe,
Like,
I
would you
know
trade?
Tua lost that job, and I don't think he's great. But I mean, like I said, this year is bad if you are in need of a quarterback
Yeah.
because it's
So,
not
but
options.
the thing is,
So I take if the Miami doesn't want him, I think someone else gives him a shot.
like who?
Like the other teams you're mentioning that are going to be in need of a quarterback.
Wow.
Maybe. I mean, what else? Do you think he's going to be the highly paid backup in Miami next year?
I think he's gonna be the starter, man. I mean, like if they really want to get rid of him, I think they can.
Yeah.
But again, I think they have no choice because the quarterback class is not that great.
It's awful.
But to get benched, he didn't just get benched.
Yeah.
He got down to the third quarterback. He was the emergency quarterback for the last 3 games.
Yeah.
That is saying something. Like if that's not a confidence killer, then what is it? But then you get rid of the coach, and you might bring in somebody who can fix him, obviously, because that's probably what they're saying. Like you think a coach is a candidate is walking in there and saying, "Look," the owner saying, "Look, you got to fix Tool." Are you taking that job if they tell that if you ask you that? I'm gonna need you to fix Tool because he started because we're paying him
Right.
$52 million. You have to fix him. Are you taking that job?
I reserve the right to bench him if it doesn't work. Like okay, like I'm gonna try, but if I don't like what I'm seeing by week 3, I am benching him again. Would be my answer to that. Like I take the job, but I give you no guarantee that he's fixable.
Same question with Kyler Murray. You have to fix
He's
Kyler
not
Murray.
fixable. If you put Kyler Murray on me, I walk out the door. No.
Wow.
No. He's too short. He's too injury prone. He's too unfocused. No. There's no part of Kyler Murray I want if I'm coming in as the coach.
All right, so I got a question for you. I was thinking about this the other day. We got 3 quarterbacks coming off injury this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably gonna miss the first, I'm gonna say 8 weeks minimum, because they might come back before that.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes, Penix, and I think it's one more quarterback that got hurt late in the year.
Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes. So that's 3 quarterbacks that is hurt pretty much going into the year. They're not going to be there at the beginning of the year. Who is the starting quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs to start the year? The Colts and the Falcons.
As far as I know, Kirk Cousins will still be there. I don't know what they're going to try to get out of that or move him, but Kirk Cousins is the easy answer to me of Atlanta because he's already there,
Okay.
and he can he's good. He's gonna be better, I think, than anyone you find available, unless you can really convince somebody to make a good trade for someone. I don't think you're gonna. You can do a lot worse than Kirk
Okay.
Cousins. Um, the Colts are interesting to me because the question is, do you give Anthony Richardson another year?
Yes, you do.
Just because you have to, like whether you want to or not, right?
Well, that's what I'm that was that's why I asked the question.
Yeah. So for me, I think by default he becomes the starter next year.
Wow.
The hardest one to me is the Chiefs because their backup also got hurt, and so I think they do have another. I can't remember his name. That played that last game. I don't know if that's maybe it's him, but my guess is the person who's going to start off with the Chiefs is not on the roster right now.
Because I think with the Chiefs, that quarterback has to know Patrick Mahomes is going to come back
Yeah.
at some point of the season, and this is not a guaranteed long-term starting job for this
Yeah.
year. So you have to realize that when Patrick Mahomes say, "Hey, I'm ready to go," put me in the game, coach.
Yeah.
You going to the bench. I don't know who that is, but if you give me a quarterback that you think could fit that mold of, because you're thinking 8 games, literally 8 games for a quarterback for that year. Who you got?
Um, I've said before, if Andy Reid is the quarterback whisperer, I might put in a call to a Trey Lance. I would definitely put in a call for Mac Jones, who I still think is probably your best. But Mac Jones is a tough one because he
That's a
has the
tough.
potential to be a starter somewhere. So
That's
I don't know whether he goes over to be a backup somewhere.
that's the
Um,
problem. That's the hardest part of that
that's
question.
the hardest part about. I guess Zach Wilson is technically still in the league.
Still. Mm.
Trying to think who else is out there that could be available. Um,
It ain't much.
it's not a
That's
lot of options.
that's the problem, man.
It's really not a lot of options. Um, I don't think I think he's just enjoying New York too much. Jameis Winston would be an interesting.
Oh no.
Do you
But they would
pull?
have to trade for him though.
Yeah, and
What
I don't,
about Russ?
maybe. I mean, you could do to me again. You could do worse. Shoot, if Arizona doesn't want Jacoby Brissett, I might call him.
That's
Tyrod
another.
Taylor,
That's another one.
even is a possibility because these journeymen are always looking for a job. They went with Gardner Minshew last year as the backup, another journeyman for just that role. If we just need somebody who's competent and can fill in until if ever there's a situation with Patrick Mahomes. So I think that's probably the lane they go
Did you call
in.
Gino?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you who they're gonna go with.
Oh,
Whoever they
hold
can
up.
get the
I
cheapest.
produce. Oh, what did our producer say?
Whoever the owner can get the cheapest. He's cheap.
So he's just going.
Pretty much.
He's going on Timu basically
Yeah.
and saying
I
whoever.
mean, I'm just being real. He's cheap.
Yeah.
He's very cheap. So whoever he can get the cheapest, I go on without a skill. Whoever, that's why they got Minshew. Whoever he can get the cheapest, that's who's gonna be the fill-in.
Yeah. So
Cheap.
Trey Lance. I'm telling you,
he will be cheap.
Trey Lance come in at $3 million, bro, and
and
play 8 games.
he's already in the division, so some familiarity with what his skill set is a little bit.
Well, think about it. That's really tough because you don't know. That person mindset is, look,
Yeah.
I'm 8 games and I'm out, because it has to be that. It can't be I'm gonna start the whole season. It's got to be 8 to 9 games, period, point blank. And you got to prove something in that 8 to 9 games that you can capable of winning games. She's right though. It
Yeah.
might be honestly, it might be a cheap quarterback.
Yeah.
We didn't think about it that way.
No, it is. I'm
It
telling
makes
you,
sense.
he's cheap. That's why they going to Kansas. He doesn't like to give up
He
on
don't
money,
like
not
that.
unless he feels he absolutely has to. And since Mahomes not devastatingly injured, oh, he's gonna go for whatever that. Well, let me not just say him solely, but he's the main driver of that. They're gonna go with whoever is the cheapest option out there, not the best, the cheapest, because they already know their season set up. They're not gonna be great, so why spend a bunch of money on a quarterback? That makes absolutely no sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying journeyman guys. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean the
journeyman you can get on
journeyman
a
part, you're right,
on a
but
dime.
he's cheap, 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 cheap. So whoever is the cheapest they could get for the least amount of money, that's who they're gonna go with. They might go with somebody. What's that? XFL, MFL, whatever that is. They might pick up somebody there.
Dang.
Hopefully not that. Hopefully not that.
That's how cheap. I mean, he. That's how cheap he is. I wouldn't be surprised. Y'all naming people that might want money. Mm-mm. I won't go as bad as say he'll get a high school little boy, but
Well, I'm gonna put my name in the hat then, 'cause I
You
can't.
ain't
I'm
lying.
about
You
as
ain't so
cheap as
right.
I cheat. I do it for my current salary. Holler at me.
That's your current salary, Lord.
What's the Hunt's email address? I'm gonna call.
That's a current salary, man.
I'm gonna try to hook up with the Hunt family. We're about due for a trip out to Kansas City. Before I let you go, I'm gonna ask you because we talked about this a little bit earlier. I'm gonna ask you about some coaches who are definitely gonna get interviews. I don't know about hiring for them. I'm gonna throw 3 names out there for you. Take them in any order you want. Vance Joseph, who's currently with the Broncos.
Yep.
Brian Flores, who's been a head coach before, had that Minnesota defense running. And I'm going to throw Chris Shula out there, coming from the great Don Shula family out there. What do you think about any of those options?
I think man Joseph should get a job. And I think he'll fit perfect in Atlanta because
I like that one.
he's a strong defensive minded coach. Because when you hire a defensive minded coach, you have to hire a strong offensive coordinator who knows how to run a offense. So I think Atlanta will probably be a good job for Van Joseph. Brian Flores is a different. That's a kind of difficult topic because he is suing the NFL.
Yeah,
And I don't want. I guess I think they're gonna blackball him because of that.
I was actually surprised to see people mentioning him and him getting an interview. But yeah,
no matter how
for the
good
right reasons.
I don't think he gets a job because of that. I think because he's suing the league.
Yeah.
I don't know if he gets a job, but again, those 9 jobs have to be filled. But I think if I have to give him a job, I would say Cleveland because I feel like Cleveland owner is the only one that will look past the lawsuit. Because think about it, he brung in Deshaun Watson at $250 million guaranteed, and nobody else was gonna do that. And this is at the same time we all knew about the law, the massage parlors and all that stuff, and he still brought them in. So I think Cleveland probably is a better.
I actually like that just from the defensive standpoint. Yeah.
And again, when you bring in a Brian Flores, again you got to bring in a strong offensive coordinator, obviously. But Mike McDonald might be a perfect offensive coordinator for that team with a Brian Flores as actually the head coach. So that
would be an interesting combination.
Now the other coach, I don't know much about him, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna throw one name out there that you might not think about. What about Chucky?
Does he get back into the game?
Lawsuit.
John Gruden, yeah, also. I think he wants to get back in. I really do. I think he feels like he was pushed out the door unfairly. He still owed $10 million from the Raiders, so he doesn't need the money. But
Okay.
I think he loves coaching, and he would jump at an opportunity. Um, I wouldn't even rule out the Raiders hiring him a third time.
You're crazy.
Because the Raiders are just that crazy.
They wouldn't do that. Lord.
Again, I put nothing past the Davis family. I think that's a good. I think he'd be a good pull in. I don't know how well he would do. I think it would depend a lot on the setup, the team structure there. But I can see that one.
What about Miami's old coach? Like, does he get an offensive coordinator job? Because I really
don't think he's a head coach. I mean, I think he could be a head coach. He was really weird, really eccentric, which is great if you're winning. If you're not winning, then I don't know whether he gets a immediate offer as a head coach anywhere. What's going to be interesting to me is I think there's going to be a lot of coaching carousel. Guys that were coaching at one place now coaching at a different one. But I don't see him as one of those that's going to immediately get a head coach. I think that's going to have to be a coordinator again.
Honestly, I don't think he's a head coach at all because to be a head coach, you have to be a leader of men.
Yeah.
And I think he's, especially in the NFL where those guys are making millions of dollars, and they don't respect you from, not even from a coaching standpoint, but from as a man. You're not going to get far with them. And I think that's the reason he lost the locker room.
Yeah, he did.
Because they didn't respect him as a man, let alone a coach. So he's probably best fit to be an offensive coordinator. And not saying he won't be a coach no time like ever again.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to step back in that role as being an offensive coordinator, maybe a year or two, and kind of work his way back into the coaching realm. Like if he goes to a team, just say like Tennessee, he's get hired as an offensive coordinator in Tennessee. They bring in a coach,
that would be an interesting one
a
too.
defensive-minded coach, and he turns Cam Ward around, or he just turns that team around in general from an offensive standpoint. Then his name may come up again as a coach in waiting for somebody. But as far as him being a coach this year, I don't see it because, and I could be wrong, but I wouldn't hire him as a coach because if those guys don't respect you, you're gonna lose the locker room regardless. It just don't matter. Like at the end of the day, he's not. And I guess these football guys nowadays are too soft. Because back in the day, you could tell them, "Hey, you know what you need to do. Shut up. Go do what you got to do." Nowadays, it's like you can't talk to them. Wait, you know what I'm saying? So that's my feel on it. But I don't know. I don't know much. I'm just riding. You know. Same.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody that's been a part of the show. We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate you watching. We'll be back again next week with these conference games. We had, if you were with us earlier, we did all of our picks. And we actually don't. I think we only have one game that's different between us and Ms. Bird's class, so the score probably won't change a lot this week. But tune in. We'll have Miss Trista. Let me go with first name.
That boy,
We'll have Trista back again for another show. We'll go through who won all those games. And we're getting a step closer to the Super Bowl. We'll see who's gonna be out there. So everyone, we usually say if you have questions about your fantasy football lineups, hit us up. Obviously, that ain't happening. But hey, maybe you're in the dynasty league and you're prepping already for next season.
Are you prepping already?
I am prepping.
I mean, you got two picks.
I got some. The producer has the number 1 pick. I have the number 2 pick, but I might try to see if she's interested in a trade. I want to be it.
Oh no, you called me. No, you didn't call me salty.
We'll see.
I'm salty. I'm gonna bring some lorries next week.
All
Hey,
right.
look, I got two second round picks. No, they're available. You know,
Nobody wants your picks.
why not?
Nobody want no second round pick. It's all about the first round. So,
All I want is players. Okay.
Dynasty league members, y'all got my number. Hit me up. Let's see what we
So
can do.
I give you 2 I give you 2 seconds in a third, in another third
Why you
for that
want
number
2
one.
seconds and 2/3
Yeah.
to
Nah.
pick up what's some more
I got a
defensive
number one.
players?
Well, I don't have a number one pick for the next 2 years. So
I know
cool.
you exactly. But
So,
you was in the championship game, so
hey,
forget
look, it cost me.
like the Rams, forget those picks.
I don't care about them picks. I'm trading all my picks this year. I don't want none of them.
All
Look,
right,
so if
Joe.
you want picks, come get them. I need players. I don't want to pick. Matter of fact, I ain't showing up for the draft because they ain't got no picks.
I'm done talking to you. You crazy. You know you're gonna be in the draft. All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one, and stay tuned for us next week. We'll find out how this contest is going, and we'll see who else gets fired this week. Because who knows? I don't think the firings are all done yet.
Me either.
So we'll see.
Buffalo, watch out. If y'all don't win, he getting fired.
We'll see.